everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Amy, and today I wanted to come back and show you a tutorial for this backpack that I showed a couple days ago in a video. For those of you who may not have seen it, this is the backpack, and I had told everyone that if they wanted to see a tutorial, I would be more than happy to do that. So today we're going to go over just the basic construction of this backpack, and then you can tailor it to whatever suits your purpose. So okay, so this is really simple, this backpack. There's not very much that you need. So we're going to start with two pieces of 12 by 12 paper that's been cut down to 11 by 11 and a half. These two pieces we're actually going to score at, we're going to score these at, with the 11-inch side across, we're going to score at 6.5 and then 10.5, and then we're going to flip that and we're going to score at 4. And then we're going to do the exact same thing on the second page. So we're going to score at 6.5 and 10.5. And then we're going to flip it and score at 4. You always want to flip in the same direction. I've made that mistake before. If you don't flip in the same direction, you end up with your tab. You end up with two of them facing the same way. So that is the base of the backpack. Then the next thing that we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and score our other pieces. I've already scored these pieces, but I'm going to go through them with you. So this one right here is going to become the two pieces that form our pocket right here on the front. So this pocket is, let's see here, this pocket measures 7.5 by 3.5. And you're going to score at the 1/2-inch mark on all three sides. So you're going to have one side that is not going to have a score mark. So this is what it looks like. And then the pocket measures 6.5 by 2. And then with the two side facing this way, you're going to score on the 1/2-inch mark here. And this is what you're going to end up with. I used a 1-inch corner rounder just to round the corners, and that is going to form the base of our pocket. So we're going to put that aside. Then for the top flap, which is going to be the top flap of the backpack right here, it's going to form not just this, but it's one complete piece, and it also attaches in here. This is the one that we're working on now. So the top flap measures 6.5 by 6. We've got 6.5 by 6, and then with it facing on the 6-inch side, you're going to score at 1/2, and then you're also going to score at 3.5, and that's going to end up giving us our piece that we're going to use to fold, and then also the forms our flap to go over the top. So we're going to put that one aside. And then for our two side pockets, the final pockets are going to measure 3.5 inches tall by 4 inches wide. So we are starting with two pieces of paper that are 5 inches by 4 inches. And with your paper facing the 5-inch side, you want to start scoring on the 1/2-inch side on 3 sides. And then you're going to score at a 1/2 inch again and a 1/2 inch here. And you're going to end up with a piece that looks like this. So you're going to have all 3, and you're going to do that on both pieces. So, okay, so now we've got all of our pieces that are ready to go, and we're going to go back to our base pieces. So on these pieces, the first thing we want to do is we want to get them ready so that we were ready to assemble them. The first thing we want to do is we actually want to take off this little 1/2-inch strip right here. We just want to cut that out on both of our pieces of paper. We don't need those there anymore. So we're going to cut those out. And then while we're here, this 4-inch side, that's what we're looking at. This is the 4-inch score line. This is going to form the base of our backpack. So we also want to go ahead and cut up to the score line. And we're going to do that on both of our pieces of paper. So we're going to do that again on this one. We're going to cut off the 1/2 inch. And then we're also going to cut again on this one up to the score line, up to the 4-inch line. Okay, now that we've done all that, we're actually ready to go. So that is all the pieces. And just so you know, I will have all the measurements down in the description area for you. So you don't have to pause the video or anything. You can just reference that area for all of the dimensions and score lines. So now we're just gonna go ahead and make sure that we have nice, crisp, clean folds. So we're gonna score everything. You don't have to use a bone folder. You could actually just use your finger. So we're going to score down those two, and then we're going to flip up our 4-inch score lines right here. And then same thing on this one. We're going to fold in. And then we're going to fold over. Sorry if I've gone out of frame at all. And there we go. And then we're also going to flip up again. We're going to fold up the bottom flaps just like so. Okay, so now we're ready to go ahead and start assembling the backpack. So the first thing we want to do, I like to assemble things like this face side down. I find it's the easiest for me personally, and then I can go ahead and I can line up my edges just like so. You can use any kind of adhesive that you want. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use a wet adhesive today. This is the Art Glitter Glue. I love this one. The nice thing about it is it dries really quickly, but it also gives you time to be able to move it instead of using like a score tape. On the video at least, I'm definitely going to use this. If I was putting together a project that I wanted to make sure was super, super sturdy, I would probably use score tape. So then you just want to butt up these edges next to each other, and you want to go ahead and fold it over. And this way you can see that all of your lines are connected. And the next thing you can do is you maybe want to flip it over and make sure that everything is lined up correctly. There we go. And you just want to press that down. Run your bone folder across it if you'd like. Once you know that that is adhered, then you can go ahead, you can flip it over. And then we can go ahead and we can add adhesive over on this second flap. And then you can go ahead and just fold this one down just like so. Make sure all your edges are lining up. And then just push that together. It's wet glue, so it takes a couple seconds, but Art Glitter Glue dries pretty quick. So, okay, and there we go. So that's the base of our backpack right there. Now, before we go ahead and do the bottom, I find the easiest thing, what I did was, I went ahead and I attached all my pockets now. So the first thing we're gonna do is, we're gonna do the base pocket. So this is it right here. The first thing I usually do is I go ahead and I cut off all the corners. It's just so that way you only want to cut just up to like the score line right there, just so that way it takes out the extra bulk. So you cut those off, and then you're going to go ahead and score on all your folds. And then on this one, same thing. I'm just going to go ahead and cut off the corners, and I'm going to score on the fold there as well. Now this pocket, I found when I attached it to the backpack, it's not a very functional pocket. It's really hard to get things in and out. So instead, I'm going to attach the flap actually to the front instead. So it's going to just be, it's going to look like a pocket, but you can actually use it from behind. So it is a pocket, but it just won't open like a regular pocket. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and attach some glue right here with, I've got my two right sides facing each other. I've got them lined up just like so. And I'm just going to go ahead and fold over and glue it down. Let that adhere. Now we've got the front of our pocket, and you could do whatever you want now. You could go ahead and add something there. You could leave it just as a flap. You can decorate it. So that's the beginning of what we have right there. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add adhesive onto these 3 flaps, and then we're going to go ahead and attach it down to the front of our backpack. I usually take a little edge off the top on the corners just to keep it from having any extra bulk up here as well. So we're going to go ahead and add our adhesive on all of these. Okay, so we've got that, and now all we have to do is go ahead and line it up. I like to go ahead and start with one first. I'm going to line it up on the bottom edge, just like so. Make sure that all my corners are matching. Make sure nothing's hanging over. I'm going to go ahead and push that one down in place, and then I'm going to do the same with the other ones, just like here. So here we have our front pocket, all ready to go and be decorated, and it will look just like so. And then you've got your pocket right here. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and basically we're doing the exact same thing. These just don't have a flap. So we're going to cut off the edge right here, cut off the edge right here again. We're going to take off the little extra corners right here up at the top. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to score it. And that's our pocket. And again, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put on our glue. And then we're going to attach it down to the side. I like to do the same thing on this. I like to go ahead and line everything up on the bottom edge first. Make sure everything is matching. Line it up right here, just like so, along the edge here. And then same thing here, just line it up, make sure it's matching before we go ahead and push it down. We just want to make sure everything is well attached. Now we can just go ahead and we can see, here it is, it's coming along. So we've got our front pocket and one of our side pockets. Now we're going to flip it to the opposite side and we're going to do the exact same thing with this one. We're going to cut off our edges here, cut off our top edges here, fold on all of our score lines. We're going to add our adhesive. And then we're going to go ahead and attach this down as well. Just going to add that right there. Get it attached to the bottom first. We'll line up our one side. There we go. Press that down. And then we're going to take the left side and attach that down as well. And there we go. We've got our side pockets, we've got our front pocket, and now all we need to do is add our top flap, and then we're going to close it up. So the top flap, this is our top flap here. This is the one that measured 6.5 by 6. We have the 1/2 inch score line. We're going to go ahead and score. And then we have the 3.5 inch score line, and that's going to form the top of our box, of our bag, sorry. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut off the little corners here as well. And we need to apply our adhesive right here on our 1/2 inch flap. And then you just want to make sure that you are attaching this to the back side. So all we're going to do is take it with our flap facing forward. We're going to take this flap right here. We're going to insert it into our backpack. I found this was the easiest way to do it. And It basically just lays right on the top. It's a perfect fit. And then all you're going to do is just press it in place. And then you can lay it down like so. Fold it, push it in place so it's well adhered. And that is basically our backpack. I did not score these in advance, the sides. You can take them now and just kind of push them together like so. Give them a little pinch right here at the top. That'll go ahead and give you your little areas right here to just kind of get the sides to start bending in. And now we can already see it coming together. This flap just comes right up here over the top, just like so. And that's it. It's very, very simple. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to attach the bottom. So we're going to flip it over on the top. These are all going to become our inside flaps that make the base of our bag. We're going to put the two side flaps in first, and we're going to fold this one in. On our last flap over here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to add some adhesive. Again, you can use whatever adhesive works best for you. Then you want to just make sure that all of your sides are matching up before you go ahead and adhere this one. This one you'll have to flip it back over and give it a push from the top, just like so. And that is really our backpack. We're going to go ahead and attach the flaps at this point. But that is it. Okay, so now from the 2 inches that we had left, there was two 1-inch strips left. All you're going to do is just give it about a 1 inch. Now you can make these as long or as short as you want. I'm going to put a 1-inch score mark on each side. So I'm going at 1 inch, and then I'm going to do it at 10.5. I'm going to do this on both of them. And all you have to do is just fold them down, and this is your strap. And then you're going to take your backpack, you're going to lay it down, get your adhesive. I put mine starting from the top and going all the way to the bottom. I'm just eyeballing it, but if you wanted to, you could actually get out a ruler and make sure. You could even make a little pencil mark or something there on the side just to make sure that it was perfectly even. But I find that with measuring by putting it right up against the top, at least I know they're going to be straight. So then we're going to take the bottom one, add some adhesive, and attach it to the bottom, just like so. And then we're going to do the same thing to the other side. If you have a directional paper, you'll want to make sure that when you're doing this, that you're facing the right way. I have done that before, put things on upside down. It's very disappointing. So there we go. That's attached like so. And then the last strap right here. And then you want to just place it down here at the bottom, just like so. And that is your straps. So now we have our front pocket right here that you can put goodies in. Then we have our flap going over right here. We have our two side pockets right here. And that's it. And it only took a couple of sheets of paper. It was like 3 sheets of 12 by 12 paper. And that is your backpack. And of course, if you wanted to add in layers like mine, I started on this backpack. I started with the solid color cardstock. And then all I did was add in my layering pieces, which are just 1/8 inch on each side. So you just reduce your paper by 1/4 inch on 2 sides. And you've got your layering pieces. So that is the tutorial for the backpack. This is my first tutorial, so I hope that it was clear and easy to follow. If you have any instructions, please feel free to ask them in the comments. Thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope you're inspired to either create this backpack or something else wonderful. So thanks for stopping by, and have a great day. Thank you. Bye.